AB5 was an absolute disaster for this state to the point where Uber and Lyft threatened to shut down. And that would have put hundreds of thousands of gig workers just out of business so quickly. We had Prop 12, which passed, which allowed these people to continue being independent contractors. But what this essentially does is if you use a rideshare app or if you use something like Instacart or apps like that, what the PRO Act will do if it redefines what it means to be a gig employee, then they're going to be out of work and you won't really be able to use these services.
I'm here to talk about the PRO Act, and that was just recently passed in the House about a week ago, and it has been fully endorsed by the Biden-Harris administration. It's very important to know what the PRO Act is, how it's similar to other laws that have been passed previously. First of all, what is the PRO Act stand for? It stands for Protecting the Right to Organize, Act of 2021.
So that following a normal congressional rule, it means the exact opposite of that.
What it is doing. It is not protecting the American people, it is protecting the labor unions. That's important to know who they are protecting when you talk about that. So what it's going to do, the PRO Act will supersede right-to-work states. Right? Currently, we are in a right-to-work state, Arizona, and what that means, most simply, is that you have the ability to be employed without having to join a union. So now
they can't make you join.
They can't make you join a union in Arizona. In other states there's 27 states that you can. Out of the other 50, those you can't. However, what that means is you can't decide whether you want to be in a union or not. So for me, what I thought of as an analogy for that would be if I was forced into a gym membership, but I like hiking, I like being outdoors. I'd rather be outdoors than pay to be on a treadmill, but I'm having to pay dues, which with most labor unions you have to pay dues on. But instead, I'd be paying for that gym membership. That's the best way that I could.
That you would never use.
That I would never use.
And they take it straight out of your bank account.
Exactly.
Essentially, that's what happens with union dues, is they pull it out of your paycheck. You never see it.
And a lot of the time, people don't know where it's going. It's very interesting to see the Center for Union Facts. It showed that from 2010 to 2017, that $1.3 billion were spent to Democrat political organizations, 99% Democrat. There was a 1% that were given to
So
Republican.
1% of that 1.9 billion?
Yes,
like
some of these were Planned Parenthood, the Democratic Governors Association. There's so many, and people, firefighter unions, they don't know their money's going there. So it's very important to know where your money's going, and the PRO Act would be forcing you to be a part of a labor union, whether you wanted to or not. The next important part of it is to know, why are the Democrats making this look so appealing? The way that they are marketing it. If you have that tweet that they put up, it's from the American Federation of Labor and Congress. So you laugh when you see it. But it reminds me of a Carly Rae Jepsen song, the way that they made it, how they really, 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 really think it's time to pass the PRO Act, just like her song, I Really, 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 Really Like You. That's what I think when I see that. They're trying to get this younger demographic excited about the PRO Act and not talking about how that's endangering their future. The most second important thing would be that it is going to essentially outlaw freelance work.
So when you talk about freelance, what do you mean there?
So it's based off of the California Assembly Bill 5, which went through in 2018, and that has been disastrous to the California's economy.
So these are folks like Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, Airbnb people.
Way more than that.
The gig economy.
The gig economy, but even someone that's an independent contractor as a doctor or a lawyer.
Or perhaps a contributor to the Western Journal, like Cameron.
Exactly. So this would be on a national scale of what they did in California. redefining what it means to be an employee and an independent contractor. And there are, since 2019, have been 57 million Americans that are within this purview of freelance work, independent contractors who would be out of jobs, just like Cameron would be out of a job underneath if this is completely passed through.
Well, we got to fight this for Cameron, if nothing else.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, folks who are watching, look at that face. Do you want that fella to be out of a job? Fight the PRO Act.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm here in California, so.
Oh, you're in California?
Yeah, I'm here in California, so hopefully the feds aren't listening to this too loudly, but we basically have AB 5 was an absolute disaster for this state, to the point where Uber and Lyft threatened to shut down, and that would have put hundreds of thousands of gig workers just out of business so quickly. We had Prop 12, which passed, which allowed these people to continue being independent contractors. But what this essentially does is, if you use a rideshare app, or if you use something like Instacart or apps like that, what the PRO Act will do, if it redefines what it means to be a gig employee, then they're going to be out of work, and you won't really be able to use these services. And Uber and Lyft threaten that here in California. They can threaten and do that nationwide too.
That's what they're trying to do.